Hi, this is Dr. Pachenik, and today I want to talk about two major events that occurred. One was the impeachment of President Trump, which I don't think is as significant as the second event, which was the war in Afghanistan. When the reports were released both in the New York Times and the Washington Post, nobody really read it or understood what happened. In effect, once again, after the Vietnam War, the Korean War, the Iraq War, all the wars that we've been in so far, we lost that one. And it's quite evident that not only did we lose that one, we lost 2,500 brave men and women. We wounded another 5,000 brave men and women, and we spent over $2 trillion. Now, what is important about these two issues? Number one, the impeachment issue, I don't think is relevant. But what I do think is there's pathological lying going on the side of the presidents and on the side of the Democrats. What am I particularly concerned about? There was an episode with Joe Biden and some individual in the Midwest where he happened to call the man fat and got very testy with that individual. That individual wasn't interested in deprecating Biden, but nevertheless, Biden backed off and said, no, I didn't say fat, I said fact. Well, the truth of the matter is, no, he lied. He lied like many of the Democrats are lying and some of the Republicans. That's the nature of politics, but it can't go on. It's also the nature of war. And war has been a constant deception on our behalf, on behalf of our soldiers, on behalf of our military, on behalf of our intelligence and our presidents who continuously lied. Let me give you an example of somebody who did not lie during that war and was prescient, but nobody wanted to hear him. He was a Democrat. He was a senator from Delaware. His name was Joe Biden. In 2006, he came back to Obama, the president then, and told the CIA, Bruce Riedel and Stanley McChrystal, who's a pathological liar and a general, that we were losing the war in Afghanistan. There was a no-win situation. The fact of the matter was we were so corrupt that he even had to walk away from Karzai. Now, I happen to know who Karzai was because he was nothing. He was an individual who, Zalmay Khalilzad, who worked for me and was in the CIA, basically recruited to be president of Afghanistan. But Karzai was so corrupt, so incredibly corrupt, that even a corrupt politician like Biden had to walk away and say, this is unbearable. But he called it correctly as it was, and no one listened to him. I did because I was against the war in Afghanistan, and I knew exactly what would happen. I had taught at Fort McNair, I taught at the War College, I had warned all our generals and colonels that this would be a no-win situation. Nevertheless, the chicken hawks, the neocons, Bush Jr., Cheney, Rumsfeld, Colin Powell, Condoleezza Rice, and a whole slew of them lied to the American public. Worse than anything else, our generals lied to us. Stanley McChrystal, who was so self-aggrandizing he couldn't admit that he had made a mistake and that it was a disaster. General David Petraeus, who got himself a PhD by intimidating a professor at Princeton and said that the surge had worked. The surge had not worked. It was a complete lie. And now we come to that moment of truth. And that moment of truth, we have said nothing. In fact, we're so worried about a process which has no relevance whatsoever to the future, the impeachment of a president who really didn't do anything. You want to impeach presidents, then impeach the presidents who brought us to war and lied on that behalf. Bush, Cheney, Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Kerry. These are the people that you want to impeach because they caused disasters, they lied, and it was treasonous. It wasn't just one president, it was a series of presidents who came around and said, no, we need to be in Afghanistan. That was Obama, and hopefully Trump will learn this lesson and state the truth as he had in the past. Get out of Afghanistan, get out of Syria, get out of Iraq. We do not need to be in any foreign positions. Furthermore, our military is dysfunctional, completely dysfunctional. Let me quote Isaiah 53, which says very simply, there are those who will use lies as truth and the light as darkness and darkness as light. I say beware. On that note, good luck and good night.